I can only think about last year, right? When we set out in 2020, it was the beginning of COVID, and we gave ourselves this theme proudly. It's joy season. And I have a feeling God got a little chuckle out of that. I have a feeling in retrospect that God might have been on his throne thinking, wait, did I hear you right? You guys wanted joy? You guys wanted joy season? It's like we were asking for the suffering. We were extending the invitation for persecution to come into our lives, because God's saying, listen, if you want to experience and cultivate real joy, if you want to really have my glory shine through what you're going through, persecution's got to come. Suffering has to happen in order for you to experience real joy found in me. We don't understand God's glory without the context of Christ's suffering. We don't understand the joy that's found in him outside of the suffering that he went through. Does that make sense? So we're sitting here in 2021 and God said, well, you better get founded first. If you really want joy season, let's do founded next year so that you're on a firm foundation when I send that suffering or I allow that persecution. I want you to be firmly rooted in me. And then the joy will come as a natural result. It will just flow from your life, having gone through that suffering and persecution. You ever heard the saying, you don't understand or appreciate the sunshine without the rain? Apply that spiritually. We don't understand the joy or the glory of God without the suffering of Christ. But we do obsess over the two extremes, don't we? See, this tension right here, it's in the middle. But we have a tendency to obsess on one or either of the extremes. Maybe you're the individual that you came to Christ and you thought everything was going to be awesome. You thought everything was going to work out, it would just flow, that when you gave your life to Christ, things would just be better roses. And you're obsessed over this happy, carefree life with no suffering. And just the slightest little breeze throws you off course. That's not where we're called to be. That's almost like a prosperity gospel, that everything's just gonna, you name it, claim it, everything's gonna work out for you. Just, if you're not blessed financially, just come, swipe right here, and God will give you a blessing. That's not it. And then we tend to obsess over the opposite extreme. And we treat everything as suffering. And everything is woe is me. And if I'm not caused to suffer, then I must not be close to God. And we almost force this suffering on us. And we have this woe is me attitude. Like, I can't get the lawnmower to start. This is suffering. I am suffering for the cause of Christ. I can't get my rifle sighted in yesterday. I am suffering for the cause of Christ. The kids are being unusually disobedient. I am suffering for the cause of Christ. And we treat everything as suffering. And we don't understand that leans into the poverty theology, which is just as dangerous. So it's not about poverty theology. It's not all suffering. And guess what? It's not all carefree, happy-go-lucky Fruit Loops either. The tension lives in the middle, where we know that because of the suffering, we can rejoice. Suffering reveals God's glory. We got to keep going.